Renewable energy, let's talk about that. So what do we mean when we say renewable energy? We mean typically we mean a solar system, right? And we're talking solar electric, right? Not solar hot water. Solar hot water is great, but it's not going to run the lights or run your heating system. Let's talk about photovoltaics or solar electric. Typically, it'll be a rooftop system that'll be your most cost effective. You can do a ground mount system. You can do a community solar system, so you can buy into another solar system that's off-site. And again, this is where people who get hung up on net zero thinking that it needs to be generated on-site. But I think if you can buy into a community system and you're putting solar out there on the grid that's making up for the energy that you use, what's the difference? So here's a typical system. Solar panels converting sunlight directly into DC electricity. That gets fed through an inverter, which converts it to AC electricity. Some of that AC electricity goes towards loads in the home. Some of it, surplus, goes back out and gets sold to the grid. So that's, in a net metering scenario, that's what we're doing. We're selling power back to the power company. And typically the way it works is during the summer, we have a lot more sun, a lot more available solar resource, and we generate a lot of electricity, more than we need. And we sell some of that back to the power company, and they put it aside as credits for us. And then in the wintertime, when we're not producing as much as we're using, we can use those credits that we've accumulated over the summer to sort of make up the difference. So when we talk about net zero, we're talking at the end of the year, right? So not in real time. It's really hard to do net zero real time in the wintertime because we have the least amount of solar resource and we have the most amount of need for electricity if we're heating with electricity. So think about that. It has to do with net metering. We're basically using the grid as a big storage bank.